So now we have the last imidazole drug, which is ketoconazole. So it's a prototype drug among azoles. It is effective orally as well as topically, which means the available formulations are oral formulations and topical formulations. It is used to treat candidiasis and dermatophytosis. Now these two are the superficial mycosis, which means the infections which are on the arms, on the hands, superficial infections, like they don't spread all over the body, remain to a single part of the body, so they are superficially located. And they are also used to treat the deep mycosis. Actually they were used, but due to its toxicity and due to the discovery of triazoles, so the usage of ketoconazole orally and systemically has been reduced, and the triazoles have replaced almost completely ketoconazole. Because of the toxicity, ketoconazole is commonly given only by topical route for these superficial infections, that is candida and dermatophytic. Like I can give you an example. Ketoconazole soap is widely used, a brand name Ketolin, which comes to my mind now. It is widely used. It is a combined therapy. Whenever you have a fungal infection, you are given a triazole, okay, and then you are given a soap. So the soap basically is a ketoconazole soap. And whenever you have fungal infection, of course you will have itching. So to prevent that, the therapy, the course is also included with the antihistamine drug, okay, so to prevent allergy, itching. So the patient is relieved, because the itching is really hard, like you can't control in public places, and whenever you have a fungal infection in your inner thighs, you can't go and itch like in front of people. So it is combined with the antihistamine drug. So this is basically the prescription of a fungal infection, of a superficial fungal infection. For most of the systemic mycosis, it has been replaced by the triazole, and there is a lot of chance of relapse in a fungal infection. So taking a complete course and a combined therapy to avoid resistance is what the goal is. So now we come to the pharmacokinetics. It is orally effective, and the acidic environment favors the absorption of the ketoconazole, which means that the HCl acid in the stomach is necessary, and it increases the absorption of your ketoconazole. So the bioavailability will be high when there is an acidic environment. But there are some drugs like antacids. If you are taking antacids, so that acid secretion will be reduced, so that will in turn reduce the absorption of ketoconazole. So these are some agents which inhibit the absorption or decrease the absorption, like proton pump inhibitors, the antacids, and the hydrogen blockers. And another point, that it is highly bound to the plasma proteins. Of course, the half-life is more, and it is metabolized in liver, extensively excreted mainly in the feces. So that's all about the kinetics, that you need an acidic environment, and the plasma protein bound is good and metabolized in the liver, excreted in the feces. So that was ADME that we saw just now. Now the adverse effects. So ketoconazole is the most toxic. We are talking about this. I spoke about this 5 times, I guess. Whatever. So it is the most toxic and completely replaced by triazole, only given topically, but it is less toxic than AMB. AMB is amphotericin B. I will make a video on that too. Anorexia, nausea, vomiting, these are the common side effects of ketoconazole. It reduces the adrenal cortical steroids, testosterone and estrogen synthesis. that causes gynecomastia, oligospermia. See, now these are the hormones, male and female sex hormones. So whenever their secretion will be inhibited or will be reduced, these will be the causes. Gynecomastia, which are female like breast formation, oligospermia, reduced sperm count because there is reduced testosterone synthesis, loss of libido, impotence in males, and because the estrogen synthesis will be reduced, there will be menstrual irregularities, there will be amenorrhea, means no periods in females. The other side effects are hepatotoxicity, hypersensitivity reactions like skin rashes, and rarely itching. So these are some side effects. So that is why it is mainly combined with antihistamine, is what my point is. And because it is metabolized in the liver, so there is hepatotoxicity, and the hypersensitivity reaction, skin rashes, itching, they are when you are using topically. So now these are the drug interactions. This is also an important point of the ketoconazole which needs to be discussed. So ketoconazole inhibits the enzyme, is an enzyme inhibitor and increases the effect of the following drugs. Now see, if you are taking, what does this mean? Cross means if you are taking sulfonylurea, like you are a diabetic patient, so you are being given sulfonylurea, but in diabetic infections also there is a chance of fungal infection, so you are given ketoconazole. So what this ketoconazole does, it inhibits the metabolism of sulfonylurea. It inhibits the enzyme that causes the metabolism of sulfonylurea. Hence the sulfonylurea concentration will be increased because the drug is not being metabolized, it is freely roaming in the body. And sulfonylurea is an anti-diabetic drug. What does anti-diabetic drug do? It reduces the glucose level. So excess of sulfonylurea will of course cause hypoglycemia. I hope this is quite clear. If it is not clear to you, you can again ask me in the comment section. So this is the same. Now see, warfarin, it is an anticoagulant. What does anticoagulant means? It will stop the clot formation. The bleeding will continue. It is given when you have clots in the heart, so to melt that clot, basically, not melt, okay, just to destroy that clot, so the blood pressure is normalized and the blood is pumped efficiently, there is no blockage. So at that time warfarin is given. So if the warfarin is not excreted, okay, अगर warfarin फटाफट निकला नहीं बॉडी से, सी देयर इज़ अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम, उतने टाइम में वो ड्रग बॉडी से निकल जाना चाहिए. अगर वो नहीं निकल रहा है तो टॉक्सिसिटी क्रिएट करेगा. अगर वॉरफेरिन का मेटाबॉलिज्म इनहिबिट हो रहा है, मतलब वो बॉडी में है तो वो क्या करेगा, वो क्लॉट फॉर्मेशन इनहिबिट करेगा. अगर वो क्लॉट फॉर्मेशन इनहिबिट करेगा तो द ब्लीडिंग टाइम विल बी इंक्रीज, तो खून बहता जाएगा. तो ये वही सब है. तो नाउ द यूजेस, dermatophytosis, which are the superficial infections, so it is used topically for the tinea. I discussed these 4 tinea in the previous video. And candidiasis, ketoconazole is very toxic for systemic use, hence the candidiasis is treated by prescribing triazole. And the other uses are to treat Kala Azar, dermal leishmaniasis and Cushing syndrome. So that was all about ketoconazole, and you all can refer 2-3 books to make notes of pharmacology. Pharmacology is a very deep and a very interesting subject. Like it needs full concentration, and when you are concentrated, you are totally in it. So refer good books to make notes, and yeah, study pharmacology. Pharmacology is a very good subject. Thank you, and watch my previous videos if you are interested. Watch if you are understanding, if your concepts are getting clear. Watch more videos will be uploaded on the channel. Tell your friends to watch the channel. Thank you. That's it. Bye bye. Have a good pharmacology day.